Hey guys, so today's video is about Def Noodles again because I posted my video and the whole time I was filming it, I was like, oh my god guys, I keep on being such a perfectionist. Like I just need to not have anything happen after I post my video for at least like an hour for me to feel good about myself, and like I keep on re-filming videos because something happens and yada yada yada. I actually filmed an extra bit for my video that made it 10 minutes longer because I was like, oh my god, something extra just happened, and it wasn't really that important, but I was like, it fills the gap. And then I post my video and 10 minutes after that, Def Noodles does probably the worst thing that he's done yet. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Anyway, so subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment for engagement. My last video will be in description so you guys can see everything that happened to Def Noodles from the beginning to now. And this is just like a little update about something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I think it rubbed everyone the wrong way. So Def Noodles has a podcast that he does where he would just discuss drama in longer form. And then it turned into him sitting down with his friends, who are basically just yes men, discussing drama to do with him for like 2 hours. But not in like a healthy, like, this is me just discussing things going on in my life, but in just like a very like these people are confirming his behavior, which isn't healthy. Like his behavior isn't healthy and them confirming the behavior isn't healthy. But he's given them a platform, so they don't really care. I'm not gonna show you guys the video because frankly, I'll get removed from the platform. But Def Noodles posted a Def Noodles show called My Illegal Comedy Club Got Shut Down, where he was discussing how people are basically saying that like stuff that he's doing is illegal. He got doxxed and the LAPD came in to do checks on the club allegedly and said that everything is fine. Now people are saying that the police officer looked really fake, and a lot of the stuff that Def Noodles does in his club isn't like, he doesn't have permits for it, and that's not alleged. Like we found online that like he doesn't have permits for a lot of things. He doesn't have a liquor license, he doesn't have permits for live entertainment, he doesn't have permits for construction, yada yada yada. And that's all found out by Mad Catster. So Mad Catster posts this video and people start talking about how he doesn't have these permits, and all of a sudden a police officer comes and just approves everything. But he also claimed that he got doxxed, which doesn't make sense because he put out his address for the club. So how can you dox something that the person who is allegedly being doxxed already put out there? I hope that made some sense. Like if I put out my address, you can't dox my address because I already put it out there. So how can I claim that I was doxxed, right? Anyway, so he does this My Illegal Comedy Club Got Shut Down, where he's also talking about how he's being swatted. Which you guys don't know, it's when someone calls the FBI and says that there is some kind of a immediate threat happening at a certain location. For example, this happens to a lot of Twitch streamers. They'll be on stream live and people will know their address, they'll find it online and call the FBI and say, hey, this person has a gun and wants to shoot people. And the FBI will have to respond immediately and they'll go to this house, swat it, come in with like guns. Sometimes, you know, the person gets detained. I think all the time they'll get detained. And some people even have this thing, I know H3 gets swatted a lot. So they have this thing where they'll like call the place and be like, hey, I am a big YouTuber / streamer. If you get another call about me, it's fake. And then instead of sending a SWAT team, they'll just call them and be like, are you guys in danger or are you planning on being dangerous? And they're like, no. I heard that it doesn't happen in all states. So some YouTubers will be like, hey, like I do this and this and this. You might get some complaints, like you might get some like reports. And they'll be like, great, we just won't come. But some states will be like, no, sorry, we have to like check on every single like report. So they'll just keep on getting swatted. So he's talking about being swatted, but like when you are being swatted, because you're in immediate danger, that's what the report is about. They'll just burst into your property with guns because you're apparently dangerous. Now, Def Noodles was being like texted. He was like, should I text them back? And he was talking to Steven, his co-host, being like, you entertain the crowd while I'm like texting. Like they wouldn't have your phone number, they wouldn't be texting you. Who are you texting back? They're apparently outside, they're downstairs. So people are basically saying that like the SWAT was fake. Which not for me to, you know. And then at the end of the stream, and obviously when you're live streaming, you don't really have control over like necessarily what's on screen, but once you kind of repost on YouTube, you can either just not repost the VOD or you can cut it at the end. What happened was he actually got a stripper to come in and tie up Steven and then grind on him. And then while he's live on YouTube, she spreads her bra to get her boobs out, which is a big violation of terms of service on YouTube. And the thing is, you would think, oh, well, he wouldn't have known that she would do that. So he obviously flipped back to himself, but then he flipped back to her again and was laughing, and then he flipped back to himself, which at that point is like, okay, so you're just like okay with this happening on your channel, fully well knowing that you're breaking community guidelines and your channel could be taken down for it. To me, that looks like not an accident at that point. It looks like you're just continuing in your accident. The first thing was an accident. Him flipping the camera back to her at that point is not an accident, it's a choice. It's a choice to show that on your channel. Which, look, I have nothing against nudity, sex work, nothing against all of that. I am the last to shame. But if the community guidelines say no nudity, then the community guidelines say no nudity, right? Like this, there is a reason why there are other platforms where you can show nudity that aren't YouTube or Twitch. And we have recently had discussions about, for example, there was a girl that was having sex on stream on Twitch and she only got a 7-day ban, whereas Gideon sent a raid to Pokimane, which he got banned for, and then him and Pokimane made up. He ended up apologizing to both Pokimane and the Twitch community and the Twitch like mods, and he was still permanently banned for a raid, but you're not permanently banned for having sex on stream. Weird. So this is just kind of linking, and everyone's talking about this now because there are some weird, you know, people are breaking community guidelines and not really getting punished for it. So it was weird to see it happen with like Def Noodles, and he's like laughing as it's happening. And then, I'm not gonna show you guys the video. I had the video just in case he deleted the stream, just to be like, this actually happened. I'm not like crazy, this happened. And then he posted a screenshot of the girl with her boobs out on Twitter and said, free the nipple, which to me then once again pushes me in the direction of like, he's completely fine with it. Like he doesn't see an issue with what he did. It wasn't an accident. It was a choice at this point. Like he's tweeting at it, going further with it. And then he tweets and says, so I got swatted and then immediately banned on Twitch. I'm being unfairly targeted. And he posted Twitch notification saying, your Twitch account, Def Noodles Show, has been temporarily suspended on stream or VOD. My illegal comedy club got shut down for sexually explicit content. And he thinks this is unfair targeting. I'm pretty sure one of their like first community guidelines is no sexual behavior or nudity or anything like that. And yes, like there are people having sex on camera and then only getting banned for 7 days. But regardless, like the rule is no sexually explicit content. Then we all went back to like, I kept on checking back his stream and finally it said this video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on nudity or sexual content. He put handcuffs on himself and posted this video on Twitter and I believe on Instagram saying, internet police got me. As if like we're at fault that he got taken down for sexually explicit content. As if like I sent the stripper his way. As if it was me. I sent the stripper, I paid for her and I sent her and like this is all my fault. Like you did this yourself, you know what the guidelines are, you paid the stripper to come over, you could have expected that it could go in that direction so you could have been more careful. Where's the unfair targeting? I'm so confused. Anyway, and then he posted on Instagram saying, YouTube removed your content. It's a notification he got from YouTube saying, hi, the Def Noodles Show. We wanted to let you know that our team reviewed your content and we think it violates our sex and nudity policy. We know you may not have realized this was a violation of our policy, so we're not applying a strike to your channel. Not like I ever want people to get, no, that's a lie. I don't usually prey on people's downfalls because I think the energy that you put out there is the energy that will come back to you. I would never want a strike on my channel. I actually had a strike once, a copyright strike. But it disappears after a while, so it's fine. I don't wish these things upon people, but I think it's a little bit unfair that like this wasn't an accident because it says you may not have realized this was a violation of our policy, so we're not applying a strike to your channel. But like, I think everyone on YouTube, anyone that's a YouTuber knows that like nudity is a no-go on YouTube. So he knew probably that this was bad. And also like not knowing the law doesn't absolve you from the law, just like not knowing the guidelines doesn't absolve you from the guidelines. So he should have just known. But also he switched away from the nudity to himself when it happened, and then he switched back and like was laughing about it. And then he was tweeting about it, almost like taunting the internet, being like, yeah, I did it. And what? Like to me, that looks like just blatant disregard of the rules. But once again, I'm not being like, oh my God, he deserves a strike. But like, I bet there'll be some people that will do way less and get a strike for it. And we recently had, just to link all of this together, there was recently a YouTuber called Corey X Kenshin on YouTube who posted a video called YouTube Racism and Favoritism. It has 7.5 million views. It was posted 2 weeks ago and it was about how YouTube doesn't apply its policies equally. So for example, his video got taken down and I believe he did get a strike for a video game that shows like explicit content, but it wasn't like nudity. It was just, I believe it was suicide. So he went to his partner manager and he said like, hey, what's up? And they were like, this might be it. This might be the reason why it got taken down. And he goes and looks and he actually finds a Markiplier video. Markiplier was playing the same game and he showed the same scene without censoring it out. And Markiplier's video has ads on it, isn't age restricted, nothing like that. So he goes back to his partner manager and says like, hey, Markiplier's got the same thing. So YouTube then takes away his age restriction. And then he emails them back and says, oh, so when Markiplier is doing it, that means I don't get age restricted either. But like if Markiplier didn't do it, I would still have my age restriction. So this feels like racism. And then they age restricted both him and Markiplier. So they just like doubled down on it. And then Markiplier decided to like go full into it. And he did a try not to get age restricted on YouTube, like a video where he was like doing playing a lot of explicit games. And he actually had a deal with YouTube. He was supposed to be in one of their shows and they actually took him out of it, cut him out for that. And his video did get age restricted. So there's just a lot going on with like the application of rules. And I just think it all links together. And the reason why I wanted to do this update is only because, well, one, because it's like crazy, but also just because it links with so many other like stories, with the Corey story and then like the Twitch stuff. And because he was streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, it kind of links to both. I just think it's a really weird application of the rules. And that's really it. So I posted my video and this happens literally 10 minutes later. Like this happened literally, like I got it in my group chat. People were like, have you seen this? And I'm like, and I literally just told them, I was like, hey guys, I posted like a 53-minute long video about Def Noodles. They were like, oh my God, how did you even like manage that? And I was like, I don't know. And then 10 minutes later, they were like, hey, like Def Noodles just did something really like wild and out there. And I was like, oh great, thank you. Anyway, that's the update. There's something weird going on with how rules are applied. I'm not saying that I just think that really broke community guidelines. Like I think there are some gray areas like swearing or playing explicit games or violence or like, you know, there are some where I'm like, that didn't really deserve a strike, or that did like, oh, that's a bit, you know, whatever. Somebody gets demonetized for like the dumbest reasons, but I think this was very clearly like Def Noodles just taunting everyone on YouTube included. So I don't know, I don't really know what to say about this. I'm not telling YouTube how to do their job, you know? That's not my business. Subscribe with that bell, like, comment for engagement. I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.